Hey, welcome back to another episode of Split Screen Gamers, where a couple nerds talk about video games, and today is Halloween 2025, and we're going to talk about some of the most scary moments we've experienced while playing horror games, and talk about those games as well. And I know Chris is a horror connoisseur, so I can't wait to hear his thoughts on that. And also, the creator of Sims leaves EA amid the new buyouts from Donald Trump's son-in-law. That much more here on Split Screen Gamers. Welcome back to another episode. Now, put your headphones on. Get your tea ready. And let's get spooky.
Your weekly power-up of video game news, updates, and industry buzz. From blockbuster releases and indie gems to hardware drops, studio shakeups, and everything in between, we break it all down. This is Split Screen Gamers.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What up, dude? It's Halloween, bros.
It's Halloween, bro. It's Halloween. Bro, y'all doing anything for Halloween, or what's the vibes?
I'm just hanging out of the house, giving out candy and watching some horror flicks, dude. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that's my typical Halloween.
Watching some horror movies, bro. What you checking out?
You know, the other night I watched Talk to Me for the first time. It's pretty good. Pretty good movie. And I might watch the director's next film. What was it? Bring Her Back, I think it was called. I think that's what it was called. But yeah, I might watch that tonight. I'm curious. So everybody says it's like disturbing and really grotesque and stuff, and I'm like, okay.
Let me know what you think. I really did like Talk to Me, and I did not like Bring Her Back, but that's just my personal opinion. It was very strange and just a little. There's just like this new genre of horror that like I don't resonate with, and I think Bring Her Back and Long Legs fit into that genre, and I just have a hard time getting into it. It's just not. It doesn't itch my horror thing. Yeah, it's not scary to me. It's just like weird. But what about you, Chris?
Same, just handing out candy to the kiddos and stuff.
I feel like there's me and my friend were talking about this other night. I feel like at a certain age, just like doing Halloween activities becomes like a little silly. Like I'm talking about like it's different if like me and you, all three of us link up and we're like dressed up and we're like watching horror movies. But like going out, like if I go to a dude's house and trick or treat, it's like, okay, bro, like I'm saving all the candy for the kids. Like, can you just like, do you have a nephew with you? You have your son? Like, I just feel like at a certain point, it's like that's just my personal insecurity. I'm like, if I walk up to a door as a 30-year-old man and look for candy, it's just odd to me, even though I really want candy.
Yeah,
like,
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
But I could just go buy candy too. Like I can go to Walmart right now and just get Halloween themed candy and I might just do that. Actually,
there you go.
Now I think about it.
There you go, man.
Dude,
get you some. What's up?
Go ahead. Get what?
Get you some Hershey bars, man. Get you some Crunch bars.
Like, I know.
Full on candy.
I'm a big fruit candy guy. Just like I love Trolleys. I love Gushers. Like you guys know this already. We did that one segment where I smacked an entire thing of Gushers and almost died from a sugar rush. But I actually, speaking of horror season and spooky season, I've been watching a little bit of horror movies, and I checked out Good Boy a couple nights ago. You guys heard about that?
Yeah, it's about the dog. Yeah, I saw that. Seen it? Yeah, dude, I watched it in theaters, bro.
Oh, really?
They had a. What was cool was they had like not a Q&A, but like a little like video at the end of it where it talks about the makings of Good Boy.
Oh, cool.
And it took them like 3 years to make this movie with. I did not
know that. Really?
And the film's only like 70-something minutes long, and I'm like, wow, that dog's acting is incredible.
The dog kills it. The dog kills it, bro. Have you not, Chris? Seriously. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I haven't seen it though.
Bro,
man,
it's really cool. Like you think it's just gonna be this like kind of like dog witnesses stuff, but like no, that's like the dog grows throughout the film, which is really cool.
Yep,
it's like a legit character. But anyways, this is not a movie podcast. This is Split Screen Gamers, not split screen movies. So let's talk about gaming, guys. It's Halloween. We've all played some horror games. You guys played Silent Hill F. I know the what's that one game on the boat on the oil rig that you played?
Oh,
that Still Wakes the Deep.
Cruise.
Yeah, Still Wakes the Deep. I've played a lot on this channel, and so I'm curious. If you could, I want to open up the floor to go over some of the scariest experiences you've had specifically playing horror games.
Well, Chris knows this story because I was at his.
You had one so quick.
Yeah, I mean, Well, Chris knows this because like I always bring it up every single time I mention the game. But I was at his like old apartment and we were playing on like I think it was his PS4 at the time, or it might have been the PS5. But we were playing like on his PlayStation, regardless. And I was like, bro, let's play Alien Isolation.
Oh no!
And I started to play, and I started get within like an hour started to get like a little cold feet because it's been years since I played last, and I never beat it, by the way. I actually watched Markiplier's YouTube series series of videos on it, so I could just know what the game's about and know what the story is. But I literally looked over to Chris whenever things were getting a little too intense, and I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. So I handed him the controller if he was cool with playing. He was like, yeah, go ahead, man. And I watched him for a good hour or so, and there was one moment where everything was clear, and then all of a sudden you just hear footsteps just running up, and it was the xenomorph. And Chris was like, "Oh shit!" And we were dead at that point. So I was just like, "Hey, bro, you want to play something else?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So,
I've heard that game is absolutely just nightmare fuel. It's so scary.
Oh, it is. It is.
Seriously?
And they're making a sequel, dude. They're actually making a sequel of a game that came out in 2013, 2014. So I'm excited. Will I play it? Maybe not. I'll probably watch Markiplier again if he's still making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But I was just like, nah.
That's one I've yet to play. I played the intro, and then I got to the part where you see the xenomorph for the first time, and you don't run away from it or something. They kill someone in the distance, and I was like, yeah. I think I'll pass on this one.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't for me. It was $2. I was like, I can do without that $2. I don't need it. It's just my heart, bro. I'm just not able to do it, bro.
No, I hear you, dude. You're a smart man. I played when I first played that game. I got to the point where the xenomorph is an active enemy in the game, and I'm like, ugh. Because I played through that first level, and then I was like, I'm done. This is the game in a nutshell for me. I'm like, I'm done. So, yeah, it's terrifying, and the AI for the xenomorph is crazy. There's been documentaries about that AI that they use for. Yeah,
it
it's
has
insane.
AI in it.
Yes,
the way it behaves and stuff.
Yes. So the way you hide and distracted from finding out where you're at, it will pick up on that and it will get smarter throughout the game. And to the point where your usual hiding spots aren't really, it's crazy.
See, that's why I'm a creature of habit, bro. I would get cooked. Dude, once I find out that something works, I use it until I see the end credits roll. But if it's learning how I move, then that's a wrap, bro. I'm not finishing the game. That is insane.
You're done. Yeah, you're literally done. Straight up. Especially if you get lost, because the way the game operates with a map is you'll open it up on your D-pad and whatnot, or not D-pad, but your middle pad thing that a lot of PlayStation controllers have, and it's a really cool map, and sometimes you'll get lost. So let's say you need to go to an area that it's so far away, but you don't know how to get to it because it's so clunky and stuff. Yeah, you're kind of screwed with that if you run into the xenomorph. The map is not the most reliable in that game. I'll tell you what. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And then the way you save is that those, I'm sure you remember, but is that those console things that are hanging on the walls and stuff. They're kind of how people would clocking in and out of work and stuff back in the old days, but in the 70s and whatnot. And there's been times when I've seen people being chased after by the xenomorph, and they're trying to save their game, and as soon as they save their game, they're instantly fucking killed. It's just that intense, dude. Because
Markiplier is the perfect Let's Player to do that, dude.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. He is so entertaining. He actually doesn't make a lot of Let's Plays. I don't think anymore. I think he's kind of being his own thing. He actually has a series that he's working on, or a movie he's making for Amazon Prime off of a video game.
That's awesome.
Evolution, man. Evolution.
That's awesome.
So,
what about you, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
I mean, I feel like You can't not mention moments from like the original Resident Evils.
Oh my gosh.
Dogs jumping through the windows, Resident Evil 1.
Oh my gosh.
First appearance of the Licker in Resident Evil 2. Nemesis jumping through another window.
Right.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 3.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I feel like if I look back at things that scarred me as a child playing games, I can't help but think of those like immediately. And anything Silent Hill related, of course. I feel like Resident Evil is more in your face jump scare, and Silent Hill is more that eerie feeling, just running through the fog.
Yeah,
not knowing
truly.
Yeah, dude.
what you're gonna run into, when you're gonna run into it, if you will. You might not. You're just lingering in this atmosphere. I feel like that had a lot of like impact on the kind of stuff I like now, especially. But Silent Hill 2 especially, I remember really doing that.
Nah, dude, those freaking Resident Evil games, bro, and also they were in that perfect era before we had the graphical fidelity that we do now. And so it already existed in this. I think it was before we even had a definition of analog horror. It was analog horror. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was by nature of the limitations of the processing of our systems at that time, the PS2. You know what I mean? It was just not up to par, and there was something that was already uncanny because the way that the worlds worked were that you walk through buildings and you walk through cities, and they feel like our worlds, but they're not. Like, things are triangular in their geometry, like by the way that we processed the games at that time and rendered them. And it was just like, oh, this is strange. Like, it felt weird. I know we talked about it here on the show before, but like one of my core horror memories was playing The Room. Was that Silent Hill? The Room?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about that game
four.
specifically. It doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion, but
I think it's underrated. Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
underrated, dude. Like, it had this blend of psychological. Like, Silent Hill always had a psychological thing, but it had this blend of psychological horror with like the shoot 'em up type vibe, the running, like it had all the elements of horror in it. But it was like it's like looking through the peephole, the room always changing. Like, there was no room for you to get comfortable at all. Like, it did that thing where like you know, most of these horror games, you take like Evil Within, or you take like I mean, even The Last of Us has these moments, but like you take these horror games, you can name however you want that have these places where you go and you're safe, right? Well, The Room did this thing where it's like very early on, before we see it modern day, which is like you go into a room and like that is the place in which you're the least safe. Like, that's when you're going to see horrors. Like, now we expect to go into our safe area and we can upgrade our character. And I think tell me if I'm wrong, but I think they did this with the Resident Evil 3 remake. Nemesis can like enter those locations, right? Or something like that.
I didn't play the Resident Evil 3.
I don't think he
remake,
can enter
but-
the save.
Yeah.
I remember.
What'd you say?
I don't think he can enter the save room from what I
Oh,
remember.
okay. I thought I saw a video where he like smashed through someone's safe room or something.
Oh,
But,
I think I know which one you're talking about, because I think it was a glitch that happened.
was it?
Because, yeah, it was a glitch. So the guy was trying to get him to come in, but Nemesis wasn't like wanting to come in because he's not programmed like that. So he was trying to glitch him into the save room, and like he gets killed because of it, because the game can't figure out if like Nemesis is like outside or in the save room and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about now. I know.
No,
exactly
I
what
just
you're
love stuff like that. I was gonna say, man, like, I think one of the most uneasy things that I've experienced recently, before I even like just talk about the one that scared me the most, but like, was Sagebrush. You guys heard of that one?
Sagebrush? No.
I played it on my channel like earlier this year, or like late last year or something like that. Back when I first started, which we're almost at a year of this channel. But like,
Wild.
it was like it's, you come in as this like girl who's like investigating this ranch, and you pick up letter, and it's like, there's to be real, there's like no horror in it at all, like aside from just like, it's super quiet, it's the middle of the day, you're on this empty ranch, and it's like you have these places like cafeterias, trailers, a church, a barn, all these areas in which that are just completely empty that should be populated. And you can pick up the letters. There's also like no music at all. Just like this, you feel like this. There's like this Super 8 like rolling through the camera effect that's like very subtle. It's like really great. It's really silent and textured, and it's just like you're playing and you're reading this stuff and you're discovering that a cult formerly was here at Sagebrush, and you're like a former member of it, and you're like rehashing everything, and like it's just like you're reading the stuff that's going on. It's like very dark, and then you like get to this one area and you discover like what the cult leader's motives were, and it's like it's like by the time the day is passing as you're discovering all this, by the time you discover that, it's like so sickening and makes you want to throw up that like it's nighttime, and then you're supposed to go investigate where he does these things at is the last thing. And I'm like, it's like you're at his place, and then from across the way you see like this area, and it's been locked off the entire time. You couldn't access it, and that's where the note told you to go. The night is there, the lights have turned on at the ranch, and you're like, that is my only destination. And there's something so good about the simplicity of that. I'm like, it's been locked off the entire time. I've been anticipating it. Now I know what's in there, but I have to go to beat the game. I'm like, oh, I hate that. Like, that it was very simple, and it got slept on. Like, no one talks about it a lot. I got recommended via a friend of mine, or a comment on one of the YouTube videos I was making, the Let's Plays, and I played it, and it was like a 2.5 hour Let's Play, and I was like, please let this end. Like, please. Like, it was, and it had no jump scares. By the end, you just learned something about the character. You just learned something about the character you're playing as and their relationship to the cult. But it's like so disturbing, and yeah. Have you heard of it, Chandler?
I was gonna comment. It reminded me of another game, but I typed in like Sagebrush, and I was like, I've never seen this game before. But there is a game that I watched a YouTube essay video on like about a few months ago, and it's like in black and white, and it's kind of similar to this, where it's in this small town by the coast, and like you're trying to piece together like this mystery and whatnot. But yeah, no, I pulled that up, and I was like, yeah, that's one of the like, or that is a game that I did not recognize and whatnot. But the game that I was like kind of thinking of, and I can't even remember the title, was like completely different from what I
Black
was
and
like,
white.
you know, yeah, it was black and white and whatnot. It looks pretty cool. It's like a mystery too, and it's horror, and it's like people are like weird. It's kind of Cthulhu-esque. So I'm like,
What is this? Have you heard of this,
dude?
Chris?
It's I can't remember what
That
it's
sounds
called.
fun. No.
Dude, I need to pull it up, honestly. Let me go to
The people are strange. Yo,
Yeah, the people are strange.
The sheer amount of, like we talked about Long Legs, for example. That game is just like is odd and disturbing, and like has like the psychological element to it. But I think what scratches my itch the most is like, you know, they say liminal spaces are like spaces that we remember, but like they're not the same, and that's kind of what makes a liminal space. They should have rhyme and reason to them, but there's like it's like 90% reason, and then there's like the rhyme is like messed up, and you're like, that's what makes like the back rooms or something. And so like I think that is partially that, but if you subtract that a little bit, I feel like that's where I get most scared. I don't know if you guys relate to this at all. It's like I get most scared when, like, for example, if I was in a mall at 3 p.m. and it was completely empty, I would be more scared because it's like it's not supposed to be this way. Like the music is playing, the store is empty. It's like not normal. It's like it's throwing me out of my element. It's making my brain like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what Sagebrush did for me. It's like this ranch is beautiful, and I'm in a cafeteria with huge tables, and there's no one in here. It's like, and there's like a bowl of soup on the floor. It's like they disappeared or something. It's like little stuff like that like really get me. And Sagebrush it's slept on in that regard. Are there any other games that remind you of that? Or do you guys not understand what I'm saying here? Because it's hard for me to describe. I don't know what the type of horror it would be called. You know what I mean?
No, I completely get it. I can totally relate to that. Yeah, there is like an uneasy, eerie feeling of like, I don't know, being so alone in this space. And yeah, the underlying feeling that something's off, something's wrong. You're expecting like something to come out at you,
Yes.
or just at this endless void that you can't like get out of.
Well, it's weird because you go into this place, right? And let's take the example of the mall. You go into that place, and like the fact that no one's there and they should be, you're like, okay, it's already scary. But then when you see someone, you immediately apply ill intent to that person because why are you the only one here? There's that. I love that. And you know who? There's two things I can think of, two pieces of art that I've watched that I think do this perfectly. And this is why I think he is a young legend who's going to grow. I hope that he really just like nails it out, knocks it out the ballpark, which is Kane Pixels. I know that Chris is a fan of him. I think this guy is 20 years old. He's like, he might be like most of the great directors start that young, and it's like, and they make art at that level. And so he nails that perfectly with his series. I forgot what it's called. The one where they go into the mall. You know what I'm talking about?
The Oldest View.
The Oldest
series.
View, bro, is like legit maybe one of my favorite horror pieces of work of all time because of that. Like, it's so good. And then Spirited Away does that at the very beginning of the movie. Did you guys watch Ghibli?
Oh yeah, dude. I grew up with Ghibli, man. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly, bro. They do that at the very beginning. Like, walk through this tunnel. This is not spoilers. It's the premise of the movie. They walk through this tunnel. It's a girl and her parents, a little girl and her parents. They walk through this tunnel, and they end up in this, like, very large landscape with a city. And they go into the city, but the city's completely empty. But there's food being cooked. There's like clothes being like, it's like if people just disappeared, and they run across this feast, and the feast is like fully ready to be eaten. And so they start to, and it's like, this isn't right. And then sure enough, that there's more to the story. But like, I'm trying to find more games like that, and I'm curious if you guys have seen anything like Sagebrush. Any backroom games have kind of deviated from that a little bit. They're more like weird, they're more on the Reddit rabbit hole of backroom stuff. But like, I don't know many games that do that really good.
Yeah,
you should play Pools on Steam.
I've seen that. Is that do that?
Yes, very much.
What's
See, now
the
I
game about?
was borderline hoping that you didn't say anything because now I have to play it. I'm like,
I think you should play Pools on your channel.
on my channel.
That's completely the vibe you're talking about.
Let me see.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
I don't like the face that Chris is making.
Nah, Chris,
He's going.
yeah.
I think you should play Pools. I'm just saying. I'm like, bro, no. Like, now I don't want to play it.
Because
That's exactly the Pools is exactly, for those that don't know, Pools is exactly the vibe you're talking about. You're just kind of wandering through like this endless maze of different pool rooms.
Yeah.
That are all back rooms-esque. Something's off with each of them, and completely alone and quiet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's completely that feeling. If you're
Really?
into that, I would highly recommend.
And there's nobody in there.
Nope.
I actually
or maybe
watched.
there is. I don't know.
Yeah.
See,
Actually, yeah. I watched Ani plays of that, and the dudes on there, they always cracked me up, and they made so many jokes about like whether or not they're going to see anybody in this game. So I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, and I saw like someone talking about it, and I got so intrigued, like I picked it up and played it because it was essentially back rooms, but in pool rooms.
dude,
I guess.
I'm gonna go check that out. I might play it on the channel here. I haven't done a Let's Play in a while, and I think that should be the next one potentially.
And you get so like uneasy when you have to step down like into pool water and stuff. You have to like navigate through. Like it's you're gonna love it.
Okay,
dude.
yeah, I'm very excited.
You got to pick it up, David. You have to, man.
Did you guys watch? First of all, Chandler, do you watch Kane Pixels?
King Pix. I've heard of his channel, but I don't know who that is.
Dude, are you a fan?
Yeah.
You're a fan of horror? I don't know. Are you a fan of horror?
Am I? I mean, I do watch a lot of horror movies and stuff and play some horror video games. It's just I feel like I'm scared of like horror video games than I am at like horror movies. because it's me in that game. It's I control this guy. I control this character. So it's like the anxiety of that and having to like deal with whatever it is that's trying to kill me and being like semi defenseless depending on the game. But you know, Resident Evil, they truly try to like it for 5 and 6 make you feel like a badass, and 4. But that's a side tangent. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I mean, whatever video games that I pick up, like horror based, like I need to kill whatever's trying to kill me. That's my golden rule from now on, and it has to be in third person. I can't do first person anymore. I swear to God, I cannot do first person.
Dude, first person just brings you too much into it. I think the reason I'm asking is because I was gonna recommend, but like anybody who's watching this, like or listening to this, you can watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, or both if you like, because our videos are also on Spotify. But the I really am rooting for Kane, like I because he has an A24 deal now and he's trying to make the Backrooms.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And
okay.
So I'm hoping that he's not compromised in like, you know, some people are good at making their art and then they want to like transition to this other medium, which it is different. YouTube and theatrical releases are different, and it doesn't work out great. But even if it doesn't, I think look, he has a even newer series where it's like, I forgot what that one's called. Have you watched that one, Chris? Where it's like a video game. You would like this. It's a video game. It's like the essence of it is that it's a game, right? And so you're playing as a character and you have to oh my gosh, I don't even know how to explain it, but it has this like, oh my gosh, Chandler, you have to watch this now and think about it. Can you look that up, Chris, and figure out what it's called? So it's
the name of that one's escaping me. So People Still Live Here.
People Still Live Here. Look, people are picking it apart.
That one was rough.
That one's rough, bro. It's there's this. Okay, so I love imagination, and so someone who can imagine this and make it is just like so fun to me. And so what the premise I think is that someone like goes into this place, and then they enter a game or something, and they have like days. In the days, they have to complete the task. If they don't complete the task and make it back to the bunker in time, there's this entity or thing that comes out and gets you. But it's set in this like PS2 world. And so it's a PS2 world, and it looks like the Windows wallpaper, and it's like all grass. And then in the distance though, there's like very sparse, like sparingly, there's like places you can go to. And you know, those are kind of the places you can go complete these tasks. And you'll run into people there, and they have strange communication styles, and like there's a painting, and it's like, well, you found my painting, thank you. Like they tell like the like really bad PS2 game, and pretty much you have these objectives. Complete the objectives, run back to the bunker before the sun goes down, and you won't have to face this thing. It has a name, and I forgot what it is. And yeah, you don't, for like the first 2 episodes, they're like 40 minutes, and you don't see this thing because the person keeps completing their objectives. Essentially, just watch it. Like, it's going to be amazing. But then there's like this other thing that chases you, and it has a really loud noise attached to it, and it's very scary and very fast. And like, I wish I'm doing a horrible job at explaining it right now. But if you're watching this, Chandler, and people watching this, I'm going to link the video after this. Watch it and give me your review, because I think you'll respect it, because you have a good you have good taste, and so I think you're going to love it. Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna love it.
Dude, I'm curious now. I mean, I'll be real. Like, I've never fully watched like the Backrooms per se. Like, I've seen like snippets and screenshots and whatnot, but I know what it's about. But I'm curious about this one now. I'm curious about like this video, or this series. So I'm
And the lore behind it is cool. It's meant to be that the person who ever created this People Still Live Here game created it from something they claim to have actually encountered. So they based the game off, what they experienced, essentially. Okay. So that just adds like double creepiness to it.
Wait,
when you
what?
think about that's the lore of the game, essentially.
Oh.
Like, it's meant to be whoever created the game experienced this or claimed to have. So that even makes it creepier when you think about what you experience in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
the claim
what?
like there's actually was happening.
That's
So
kind
they
of
say.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Is this what you're describing, the lore of the series, or is it the lore of like a real life person? Are you?
The series.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
The series.
I was like, yo, hold up.
David thought otherwise. David
It's
thought
meant
the
to be
other.
like the series is meant to have been like the game is meant to have been created by someone who created the game based on experiencing this. So they say. That's the lore behind the game, and it's been it's been 9 months since he did one. I'm sure he's busy filming his film.
Yeah, right.
But I'm very intrigued, especially because literally the last episode of that was the sun goes down in that one, and we see what happens when it does.
Yeah, and it pissed me off because it's like that. It's just like a crazy cliffhanger. Like I'm like, and I know he's working with a small crew, and he's has his hand in a lot of the design and everything. So I have so much grace. It's just like it feels. I respect him. He has a lot of patience for art. He really doesn't make anything that is not that he can't pull his all into. It's very apparent that he does that. Like if he's waiting 9 months to release this type of stuff, and people are waiting at the door, clawing to get in, that means he like cares more about the art than just rushing it, which I respect. So, anyways, guys, me and Chandler have been playing Outer Worlds 2 for the last couple of days. Just came out a couple days ago.
I played it last night, dude. Picked it up. Everything.
First impressions, bro. Like, I'm curious about what you think because you have an Obsidian reputation. You've played those games before. I'm relatively new to their style, so I'm curious. What are your thoughts?
Dude, let me just say, this is like the first time, like playing Outer Worlds 2. Like, it feels like the first time that I'm playing Fallout New Vegas. And that's a great thing. That's a really, really great thing because I think Fallout New Vegas is like in my top like 50 games of all time list, like everything. Like it's so good. And like they really nail the role playing aspect of their games, especially with like character creation. Like, and I'm not just talking about like your physical appearance for your character. I'm talking about your character's skill sets and their traits. And they even added a flaw mechanic to the game, which I think is cool. Which if you pick like two core traits, whether it be like lucky and like you're very witty, or you're very like brave and like you're really good at like leadership and stuff, you have to pick like a dumb trait to counteract like the core traits. And there's one that like makes you dumb. So, which I think is funny because so if you pick the dumb one for your skills, you have to lock 5 of like the 12 like skills that you add like skill points to throughout like the game when you're leveling up. So whichever ones you like lock, you can't ever like learn because you're dumb. You're a dumbass, you know. But there's so also cool, one. Yeah, dude. There's also one where you're very sickly, where like anything hurts you. Like stub your toe, you're losing some HP. Like it's just that kind of hardcore. Or you're bleeding because, you know, you're not getting shot anymore, but you're bleeding out blood because you haven't healed yourself with, like, you know, one of those, like, healing devices.
Right.
Or food. And then there's one where you're, like, arrogant. So, like, you're hard at, like, hearing. Or I say hard at hearing, but, like, you're very, like, any reputation you get, like, past neutral can't ever pass that. So if you're trying to befriend a faction in the game, it's only going to be in neutral. And there's certain perks you get in the game that are like bonuses and like side quests and like just makes the game feel more open world.
Yeah.
So, but you can't ever get that because, you know, you're in the neutral territory or below. Right. So it's just like, you know, hard of hearing. But yeah, it's really cool how they implement that into the game, and like your skill sets of like hacking or lock picking or like being very smart, like science, being very melee combat. Like it's really cool. But like playing like the first 2-3-ish hours of the game, like I love how they start their games out, because like it gets you into the world, and it's like the levels that they designed for their games. The very first level is fundamentally how like you're gonna perceive the game, how you're gonna play through the game, whether you're gonna play through it like with like full on combat, or like you're gonna like talk somebody out of like turning off like the security system for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. And there's also like in that same level, there's like little like airlocks that you need to like hack. But the thing is, if you don't have like, you know, like you didn't pick the skill set to hack stuff, like your bonus skill sets, it becomes difficult. So I pretty much did a little sneak. So that's what I did, because I couldn't outwit the guy and I couldn't like hack the lock or the airlock. So I just did a little sneak around the enemies and got to the second portion of the level. So which I love that about Obsidian. It's like you can do anything in that game that the game developers design for you. Like if you don't want to like kill enemies for XP, you don't have to do that. You can earn XP in other ways. So I really dig that. So, but not to like spoil anything more, but yeah, I've been digging it. I'm at the town now. What's her name? What is it? It's like
Auntie's Choice.
Auntie's Choice or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those towns. The very first town you go to.
Auntie's Choice. I think it's like Fairfield or something like that. But yeah, I was overwhelmed. I think so. I'm a little bit past the town, but I had to turn it off and switch gears and play some. I just jumped into Skate for the first time, which is I love that game. But it's a little overwhelming at first. It throws you into a world with tons of opportunity to customize. Your character's highly customizable, not just appearance wise or aesthetic wise, but also traits wise, like Chandler was mentioning. But also like there's like my biggest complaint so far is that it's like, I don't know if it might just be a style thing for me, but like when I'm interacting with characters, it's like the dialogue options are like crazy. Like there's like 6 options, and then you enter I didn't know that you enter one option and then there's another 6 options. So you can like talk to someone if you really wanted to. You could talk to someone for like 15 minutes at a time.
Yep.
And like it's not like they speak everything. Like you're reading a lot of your responses, and so it's like a lot of that. And so for me, some of the stuff that they're saying is like very overwhelming. It's like I'm like learning. There's a lot of lore, which I respect because a lot of work put into it, but it's like way too much for my taste. It's like I just want to have fun. And so like Cyberpunk, for example, is a game that can be like that, overwhelming in a lot of ways, but the story is so strong. And I will say my favorite thing about Outer Worlds 2 is the premise that the game starts with the, without spoilers, like essentially you're starting off with a revenge story. And so there's like this aspect which is really cool that I think drives the story a little bit. But man, it doesn't give you training wheels at all. Like it really is just like here you are in the city. It's a big map. You have 4 like everyone's ready to throw an objective at you every time. Every person you talk to has a side quest. And then before you know it, you open your map, and if you're not using your filters correctly, you have like 10 objectives on your map. You have to sort through which ones you want to do. Some are like you have a main quest, but then you have optional ones that support the main quest and like all these things. And so I'm like, man, like I have to dedicate some time. And this game is really making me realize why I want to move towards a more portable setup, and something like the Steam Deck, the Asus, or the Xbox Rock Ally is something more my taste, because I know that I would be able to complete this game over a long period of time if I had it in all the moments where I'm bored and just chilling at somewhere else that's not at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
At home, I'm like, okay, well, like this is taking. I'm like spending 4 hours in just one area just trying to discover something. It's like that's not my forte. That's just me though. I have heard this about Obsidian games, and I do really respect the creativity. The game is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
The creativity is the amount of like replayability is insane. Like you said, you can lock off traits. You can play the whole other game. I mean, you have like so many traits to choose from. I imagine there's like a bazillion ways in which you can combine them, both traits and flaws, and like make a different experience. And like that part's cool. Even just like hacking into certain things, like you have to have certain. It's just like a lot of information thrown at you at once. It's like that is cool for someone, not for me. And it sounds like that's your vibe though. Like, and I didn't realize that New Vegas was like that. I always thought it was more just kind of like open world, like I always consider it more like a Grand Theft Auto. Like Grand Theft Auto's less like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, their games are very. I mean, they're all open world. Well, some of them, but most of them are open world. But like they hammer in the role playing aspect
No
of
joke.
your character.
Yeah.
Like they hammer that, and I think they're better at it than like Bethesda, honestly, or BioWare.
Really?
As like a Western developer. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean it feels like more. And I said this in our text group, but it feels like more of like their games feel like true D&D, whereas Bethesda and BioWare, they make like a vanilla version of like a D&D game and not implement like true role-playing aspects. Like they're very vanilla, they're very soft because they understand that, you know, like for like a newcomer it could be very overwhelming, and I feel like you're experiencing that right now, dude, because it's like you're having like to choose all these different options to figure out what your character is. And then I forgot to mention, like you give your character a bit of like a backstory, because you're either like a lawbringer, a gambler, an ex-convict, right, what is it, a renegade, and like a few other options. You could literally start out as a character that has like amnesia in the game, that has no idea what they're doing. So it gives you like that creativity and whatnot. And like I'll be real with you, I got to the town and then I stopped playing because I was like, man, I need to work on some stuff. But I'm not surprised that there's like 5 or 10 characters that are trying to give you side quest options. And for one of the core traits, I picked observation, so I can detect like certain areas where there might be treasure or there might be a secret quest line and stuff, which that just opens up the game even more.
Sheesh.
So, yeah, dude.
That's
I don't
what
know what traits did you pick? Do you know off the top of your head?
So I am there's a lot, so I don't know all of them off the top of my head. What are some of the ones? The first thing you get the choice chooses your backstory. What was that?
Yeah.
I can't remember which one I picked. I think I was like, I can't remember. But I like went full stealth as much as I could. I love stealth.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But I'm starting to realize though, like RPGs are not my thing. Like it's just like, and I think because they're kind of like an antithesis. I can't speak of story games in a way. Like it's like it's up to the gamers to make the story. I really like strong characters that have like that I get to experience. It's one reason I like movies a lot, you know, like I love being able to experience a story rather than make it, like in terms of like if I'm going to make it, I want to be from scratch. And so, but a game though, it's like they give you these rules. And so I this is not a criticism. I just want to make that very clear. It's not a criticism. It's me realizing through Obsidian, through Outer Worlds 2, that this maybe is not my style of game. I'm going to stick it through maybe a couple more hours, see how I feel, because there's been games like Horizon Zero Dawn that I've jumped into and I've been like, this is a lot, and then like I've grown to love those games like dearly, and so I'm going to give it a good Boy Scouts try for a couple more hours, and then I'll move on. So yeah, but otherwise I can respect Kingdom Come Deliverance. I can respect the Outer Worlds 2. I can respect Skyrim in these games. Skyrim, of course, I know this Bethesda, that's like a whole different situation, but I can respect these levels of games. And so anyways, yeah, I had to jump over to Skate for a little bit, and I'm going to talk about that on the channel, because the thing is, you know, the Skate is like top games for me ever. Like I was such a fanboy of Rob Dyrdek as a kid. Like I loved Rob Dyrdek. And so, you know, Rob and Big, the Fantasy Factory, like I like live and died by that. Like I was like, okay, Young and Reckless merch, I got it. DC merch, I got it. Like I was pretty much like I was a goofball in high school wearing those giant chunky DC shoes. But I loved everything about skateboarding, and Rob Dyrdek being a businessman as well. Like he was like the perfect person for me, because I was like, I want to be a businessman, and also he likes to skateboard. And so when I heard he was putting out a game, I was like, bro, is this just like, do we need to meet and like go on a date because he's into gaming or something? It's like he had all these things that I like, and so I picked up Skate 1, and I loved it, absolutely fell in love with it. Skate 2 came out, loved it, a little bit less intriguing, but then Skate 3 came out and was like top 20 games for me, easy. Skate 3 is amazing. So the fact that they stopped making it after their most successful game was so strange. And so when this game was being like, I will say there's a little bit of bias just off Big Eyes effect for me. Like, I know there's people who are having some weird qualms with it about it, but I jumped into it for the first 3 days. It would not start up. I couldn't get it to play. It would glitch out. It would shut down. And I was like, EA's straight cheeks. Like, I'm never buying an EA game again. And when I downloaded Outer Worlds, I saw that it had an update. So I updated it, played some Outer Worlds, and I jumped on. I was like, what if this works? Jumped in it, and I was smiling from ear to ear. So fun, dude. So freaking fun. I'm like, this, I don't care what people say. Skate was never about realism. It was about jumping, like pushing a skateboard, doing crazy tricks, and like feeling like all the things I couldn't do in real life because I sucked at skating. I did a kickflip and maybe a 360 flip, and then that's the limits of my abilities on a skateboard, right? And so, anyways,
I got on a skateboard, and that was my limits on a skateboard.
Standing on it.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't do this. Me and Christian Eves have a funny ass story about that. That happened at the news station one time, but that's a story for another time. But
bro, skateboarding is actually very difficult. It's people. I think when we look at it, we forget. Like, you look at it and people are so good at it, and you're like, yeah. But then you like try to do it, and the things that the pros are doing is just like, it's like, bro, these are the most athletic people in the world. Like, they're doing insane things, bro. Just really look at the X Games and what's happening. Just take a step back. What's happening is they're launching themselves down a huge, like 50, 60 foot ramp. And they're jumping off at full speed and then doing flips and then landing back on, and then another one to judge their distance. And they land. I'm like, what is that? Are you a god? Like, how are you doing that, bro? Like, but when you see it in person, and even just off the measurements, it's like, I bet that would really actualize it for you. When people say extreme sport, that is an insane thing to do. I put it up there with like squirrel suit diving, skydiving. It's like, that is an insane thing for humanity to do, bro. Anyways, this is not an extreme sports podcast. I want to rant. I just don't think people give enough credit to when you look at skateboarding. It's like, bro, they did a kickflip and then they grinded on a pole and then flipped off of it and landed back on the board. That sounds like a video game. Like, that doesn't sound like real life.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
I want to ask David, did you ever watch an extremely goofy movie? Dude,
the freaking one finger handstand vert was insane, bro.
Yeah,
I love that movie for that reason.
Dude, I did too, man. It's funny because as an adult, like, looking back, it actually kind of like spoofed other movies that was like that, where a dad goes to college with their kid and whatnot, and they fall in love with somebody. It was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know they kind of spoofed that movie, and then they added like extreme, like, skateboarding to, like, the college campus, which that's actually not a real thing. That was made up for the movie. Like, they don't have like those kinds of events at colleges.
No,
that
of
is
course not.
That is just straight up like something that like X Games have and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, I was like, I wonder if David's seen it.
I love that movie. Is it weird that I always had a crush on the librarian? I know she's like a cat or a dog or whatever, but like
she's like a dog. I mean, yeah.
Is that weird? I mean, I know Chris. I know Chris he's into that, but like, I didn't know if it was weird.
Chris.
I knew where that was going immediately.
Right. Well, I don't know why Chris is always just like into every, like, what is Chris, like, imagine if all the things I said were true, he would be into everything. It's like, bro.
Mm-hmm. I don't
anyways, guys, so like we're almost out of time here. I want to briefly talk about this, the fact that the creator of Sims has dipped out of EA amid the new buys from potentially Donald Trump's son-in-law or a Saudi Arabian prince. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah,
Chandler,
dude.
tell us more about it, bro.
So, EA went private this year. So they don't really have to worry about like stockholders or anything like that. They literally bought themselves out of that. So what's happening right now is that the heads over at EA, they're trying to sell the company. They're trying to sell it to like whoever's willing to buy them and whatnot. Kind of the same situation that's happening over at like Warner Brothers Discovery, where Paramount has like gone after them like 3 or 4 times already, and like Dave Slavslav's like, nope, I want more money for Warner Brothers there. Yeah, EA's doing the exact same thing, but they're private. So they're like anybody who has the right amount of money like that they want to be bought out with. I mean, they're gonna accept it. But like, there's like other companies like I've heard Xbox is after EA. I've heard PlayStation is after EA. I've heard a Saudi prince is after EA. I just now
after
heard,
EA, bro.
Yeah, everybody's after EA. And the crazy thing is like, if EA really wanted to, they could split the company into like 3 different parts, where one of them, especially one of them, is just EA Sports. They could just sell EA Sports and get like billions out of that, because there's so many people that aren't really gamers that will pick up FIFA or Madden or anything from like the NBA or like, you know, baseball. Like any of those games, they'll pick it up. But they could literally split the company in like 2 or 3 halves and sell like that, like a pizza, you know, like big old pizza slices, man.
100%.
So, but it's interesting that, you know, world leaders and politicians or politicians' sons are after this.
Well, so like, so here's the thing. This comes from IGN. So who are specifically we're talking about, right? So, I just want to just kind of set the stage, right? This is from IGN. The Sims creators now fear the documented conservative values of EA buyers, which include Donald Trump's son-in-law and Saudi Arabia's Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, will impact the game's development, with insisting the values represented by the people acquiring EA are fundamentally at odds with that of the Sims community. So, essentially, these are conservative, rich people who want to buy EA, and EA is under, or sorry, The Sims is under EA, and so the creator has pretty much said, "I have made the decision to remove myself from the EA Creator Network." Is this the creator? Actually, who is that?
Yes.
Okay.
It should be
Got you. And it is my hope that pressure from creators and the community might encourage EA's leadership to reconsider the long-term impact of the sale and to preserve the values that have made The Sims so beloved. And she put that on YouTube. This means that I will no longer receive early access to the Sims packs, and I will not have a creator code. Under this new ownership, I feel I cannot maintain a direct association to the company. I also truly believe that they benefit more from my early access content than I do, and I think that stepping away is the strongest action I can take against the sale. She continued, "The situation is a nightmare for our community. Nobody supports the sale, and it is putting creators in a very difficult position. They have built their entire career and livelihood over a game that they have no control over. I ask that you please not harass other Sims creators over their decision regarding the game and the creator network. I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I can make a choice like this, but not everyone has the ability. I don't truly believe there is a right answer here, and everyone is still trying to figure out their next steps." She closed, "I'm really, really distraught over this sale, and I know that many of you are as well. It's scary and it's breaking my heart. I really appreciate your support as I try to navigate this." Okay. Yeah, what do you guys think about that comment, man?
I mean, it's totally up to her. I mean, like, I honestly respect it and whatnot. So and like The Sims is, people forget how big The Sims were when it was in its heyday. People forget about like the Sims game, SimCity, everything. But EA kind of like screwed it over with like really bad like ports and whatnot. Like they really screwed over that franchise. But I mean, I respect her decision, honestly. Like, I mean, that's in the sphere of like politics and like
exactly,
you know, stuff like that. So,
yeah, we don't cover that crap on here. We don't talk about politics on here. This is not.
Yeah. So, I mean,
what do you think, Chris? I'm very curious. Like, I'm very curious of your thoughts on this.
Hold on, sorry. Make a marker. I was getting distracted.
You're good, bro. You're good.
No, you're good.
No, I it's also a lot to take in. I think a big part of gaming and is art. And so like for someone to have so much heart and soul in something, and then something antithetical to what you believe comes in and like has a control just because they have a dollar that can pay for that, is like, I bet very frustrating. Whether you agree with the conservative values of the buyers or not, that's a mute point to what's happening here, which is that a creator, unfortunately, is at the helm of money. You know, at some point during the life of the game, EA has acquired it, or they started it, whatever. I don't know the history, but like EA owns it, and so EA is looking for a buyout, and that buyout is nonetheless is going to affect the outcome of the future of the game, like just period. And so if you're say for example, like we make a game or movie, and the movie is like about, you know, a dog that loves his family, and then a dog that loves his family, and then a person buys the game, and then they directly like don't like pets. It's like, okay, well, like my game is about a pet. Like, are you going to? And I'm assuming like The Sims is a very like, if it's conservative, I'm assuming that the other side is liberal, and so I'm assuming that some of the things that they believe that they implement in the game, probably transgenderism, probably homosexuality, some of these things that conservatives usually just find themselves like antithetical to. It's like some of those things are going to get scrapped, and I'm like, that would suck as a creator. You know what I mean? Like, and so I would imagine that is what they're thinking about when they type out that and they put that on YouTube. It's like they're like, okay, well, I'm stepping away. Like, and I love that she said, I'm stepping away, because first of all, she has the power to do that, right? She said that, made that very clear. Like, I have the ability to do this, and some people don't, and it's a very difficult position for a lot of people whose moral values are tied up into their art here at the company, but they've built their livelihoods around this game, and now here we are, and like the game may get affected. The thing is, I would hope that they would they'd buy. It sounds like, I know that I've heard that there's a lot of conservative people trying to buy entertainment, because entertainment is not ran by conservatives. It's not. It doesn't. They don't. No. It's a very left liberal. How do you want to put it? Like specter. They own that specter. While conservatives may own one specter, they don't own entertainment. That is for sure. Like, and so they're trying to, like, it's a lot of people feel like it's a war, and so I would imagine that they will change some stuff. I would hope not, but I imagine they're going to. They think that they're losing the culture war, for example, and so unfortunately, I think she's probably has her concerns are right, and that sucks, man. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I agree, and you made a good point. Like, a lot of media is very like left leaning, and like like conservatism isn't really dominating that market. But nowadays, like, you're seeing more like a conservative push with a lot of these like media companies, and I'm not just talking about like, you know, like video games. I'm talking about like movies, TV shows, streaming, news networks, like stuff like that are like going towards like more of a conservative viewpoint. But I mean, who knows what the next 15 years are going to be like, next 15 to 30 years with like entertainment, who knows? So, which I also think, because she's been creating this series for so long now, I think it's also a way for her to, like, you know, just move on to other things, honestly, make a new game with a different publisher and stuff. And so like, you know, total, like an odd tour, you know? So I also see that could be like an option for her, other than maybe retirement. So we'll see.
It is fully up to you as the artist to make the decision that best suits for you to make the art that you want to make. And so for her to do that is very respectable, to step away and be like, I will not compromise what I believe in for art. We don't have to get into it, but that is like my core reasoning behind not using AI for art, because it's like the willingness to sacrifice stops there for me. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice not shooting on film, right? Like, because you can be a reductionist all the way to the bottom. You know, I only shoot photos I shoot 24 photos per second, and then I mean, you can go all the way to stop motion to make your film, right? You can be a reductionist, and that would be more impressive, right? It would be. Yep. But like the AI, for example, it's like I'm not willing to. It does feel like I'm the sacrifice is too much. The honor of it for me, right? And so like for her, it's like, am I gonna make the art for these people who I at a moral level just disagree with? That sounds like her decision. Totally respect it, and so I actually commend it. Even if I disagree or agree, it's like commendable that an artist is willing to do that. You know what I mean? Yep. Yeah, I hope the best for EA, man. They're trying to find a buyout, man, and so there's a lot of games I like in EA. I love anything that comes out from the Split Fiction, It Takes Two team. I used to play Madden. My family loves Madden, like, and 2K. Like, that's not my type of game, but I have cousins who like love those games, and so, I hope that at the end. And I love Skate. Skate's a EA property, which I don't know if it has any political aspects to it. I don't think. It's just skateboarding, but so far
it's like the conservative who buys it or buys EA is like, well, those skates are a little too big. They usually are smarter than that, Or this board, I don't really like the art for this board.
I support the conservative buyout of Skate if they let me shred it with Trump and JD Vance. Put JD Vance on his shoulders. If I can hit a kickflip to a switch. No slide on a curb, and JD Vance is on my shoulders, and I'm Trump in the black and red tie, I'll 100% do it. That sounds crazy, and I just want to experience that.
David, I love you, man.
Or Kamala Harris, or Joe Biden would be sick in Skate, bro.
Dude, he would, seriously.
Imagine a Skate RPG where like Joe Biden, like the flaw is that like. You just fall all the time. Like you can hit a trick every now and then, but you just fall all the time. And with Trump, it's like, what would Trump be like? Maybe he's like, he can skateboard, but every time you hit a trick that you like, he just goes like this.
Yeah, he's like, awesome, perfect, dude. He compliments himself all the single time, even when it's bad. He'll compliment himself. Seriously. Oh man, dude, the ideas are.
Because I know I didn't land that shot, but I'm still the greatest skateboarder alive. I've been skateboarding since I was 12. Anyways,
Kamala's. I just want to say Kamala should be like she doesn't know how to skate and like she has to watch somebody else skate.
What's that one? What I mean. Right. What's that one quote she had where she was like, she goes, "We are just the." She had like a quote where she's like trying to be super deep, and I thought it was so funny. It's so funny. We have such a quirky, like such a quirky political system, bro. It's like. The people we look at, it's just like they're just literally characters existing.
Oh yeah.
It's like Donald Trump is a movie character, Kamala Harris movie character, Joe Biden, they're all just like characters. I'm like, bro, are these people real? Are they literally robots?
I mean, not to go on a side tangent, but like all of politics have been nothing but characters for hundreds, if not like thousands of years if you think about it, because our American politics specifically for a few hundred years, we've had so many different characters, bro. Like senators and governors like you've never heard of have done some of the wackiest shit. It's like they like went to school or served in the military and got out of there and then went to politics, and they have like no other life experiences. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild, dude. But that's my side tangent.
Anyways, guys, that is a Halloween episode 2025 Split Screen Gamers, baby. We did it. We out here. If you want to play any of these games, if you want to see my playthrough of Sagebrush, it's here on the channel. It's actually in the description below. I'll add it. Check it out. It's pretty spooky, and I think you're going to really enjoy the story. And I go through every note, every document that I find, and I read it in detail. And by the end of the game, you'll see literal distress on my face. And so, guys, I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy your Halloween. Let's hop on. Let's play some games soon. We keep saying that, but we have yet to do it. But maybe we should finally put this into action because it's time to get back to some Let's Plays on the channel.
100%.
Yeah. Anyways.